Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. With that, let's head inside the Ford Field in Detroit. We're standing by are the two men who will bring you this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. From up top, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with you. And Charles, an NFC North matchup here, the so-called black and blue division.
Atta baby, show that A.
It's going to be a battle in 2019 as well. Who do you like out of this division?
Well, Chicago is a defending champion, and they play defense as well as anyone in the league, so you have to like their chances to repeat. Minnesota thought they were going to run the division, had a rough year. That's not normal Vikings football. They'll get back into the fray. Green Bay had such an underwhelming season last year. They changed coaches, but they still have number 12 throwing the football. And Detroit, they're on a crusade to eliminate bad football and get back to being the Lions that roar.
This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Packers take the field. Aaron Rodgers at the helm. 2019 marking his 12th season as the Packers starter. 15th season overall. Last year for Rodgers, 25 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
It's tough to be an offensive lineman in Green Bay because their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, knows how to keep plays alive and often extends them for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. But David Bakhtiari, his left tackle, he does it as well as anyone could ever expect. Excellent footwork. Knows that the plays are going to stay alive for a long time. Often will get 2 or 3 blocks on the same play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing is Rodgers. It's Williams on the catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
As the Detroit Lions continue to rebuild their defense, they were so excited about the opportunity to acquire defensive end Trey Flowers from New England, who always put on big performances in the playoffs and in Super Bowls. And now the Lions looking forward to seeing that game in and game out. 7.5 sacks is his career high. They'd love to see that number get to double digits.
From the 38, Rodgers, and this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Rodgers going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Let him know.
Rodgers now. Going to throw again. Open here is Allison. That's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
5 yards on the play, and it's third down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Now Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. They're the favorite, no question. And when they score like that on the opening drive to set the tone, you're the underdog on the other bench. That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't bring the home crowd into it because you're counting on that to be a part of your equalizer, ride their momentum. But you have to give them something to cheer for. So now what you're worried about is they're better than we are. We can't get going. Are we about to get blown out?
Good news, still a long way to go. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Lions under second-year coach Matt Patricia. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it. as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Ready. 10-2 stop.
50's a mic. 50's a mic. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This one complete to Lacey. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
60 outlaw.
We want this.
They'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Now, that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3-and-out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on 3rd down to force the incompletion to set up 4th. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Tyler Irvin back deep. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. CD, let's talk about where the Green Bay Packers are right now as they come back out here for this next drive. You know, they're in a much better spot than they were before Week 14 kicked off, because before Week 14, Seattle and New Orleans were on target to earn the top 2 spots in the NFC playoff race. Heading towards Week 15, however, 2 new teams are on target. That's the 49ers and these Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they can let up at all, though. They haven't locked down anything because they got some tough games down the stretch. They're going to host Chicago this Sunday coming up. They had just beaten the Giants and Washington the last 2 weeks. Things are going to jump up a little bit now. So Aaron Rodgers said it was frustrating not being able to put Washington away, but they feel good to be 10-3 and ready to get ready for the Chicago Bears.
And you'll be there for that game. But not only did they struggle to put Washington away, the week prior it was the Giants who gave them fits, so they're going to have to play better against Chicago. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, that's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
1st down, Green Bay.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
All day, defense, all day, all day.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On second down, it's Jones. Jones hit, and the ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. 30, 10, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Defensively, they rallied the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense coming back onto the field. It's a Detroit team, and we kind of say this every week, Charles. It was 3-3-1. Well, now they're 3-9-1. That losing streak extends to 6 games after Minnesota defeats them in Week 14, 20-7. Their rookie quarterback, David Blau, he got another start. It's now 5 straight weeks without Matthew Stafford. He figures to be done the rest of the way. So, unfortunately, the year really has spiraled south for this Detroit Lions team.
And you can look at just about every aspect and find reasons why. All right, you start with Matthew Stafford missing a number of games due to injury. You end up with Jeff Driscoll for a short time, then David Blau, undrafted, even though they traded for him in the preseason because they liked him. And he had to deal with Minnesota's defense. That's not good for an experienced quarterback, let alone a rookie in this league. And how many times have we said this over the years? The running game lacks splash plays. We said that pretty much for the last 10, 15 years in Detroit.
Well, they'll try to save face over the last 3 weeks. They'll be home for Tampa Week 15 and then at Denver before coming back home to host the Packers. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Ready?
They run. This is Scarborough. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Here we go. 50, plant.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Set, ready? 18.
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
But, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
Now it's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Rodgers now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Again, it's Rodgers. He's going to loft it deep right side. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Watch the run. Watch the run. That's south, baby. That's baby south. You can get it.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll start things on first down with Bo Scarborough. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. The defense pushing the run game back on the first play of the third quarter.
But I don't think that means abandoning the run totally. Sometimes you just have to focus on execution, right? They always talk about players, not plays. Well, tell your players to block a little bit better, and maybe the ground game can get going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Second and 11. James has got it. Complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. and they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They run it again with Williams. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key to tight end.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Ready. 30 base.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
5, 6,
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Little short pass to James. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
Field goal, a 49-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Again, it's Williams. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Agnew now to return. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Second down and inches. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get him!
Shoot!
Back to throw here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Boom! All day!
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose, and boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Lions on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that throw would turn him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Aaron Rodgers, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks last year. That's the most he's had in one season in his entire career, and he's going to need another one right now. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
319.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
319.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Rodgers again now. He's got Adams on the hookup. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 10.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And he checks this one down to Williams. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Lions' 18-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing is Rodgers, and he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 2 former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers finding his tight end, Graham. Packer 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On the ground, this is Williams. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a 1-score game. Now Rodgers. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So now the Lions down on the scoreboard. 1:53 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here I come again.
Back to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock, but I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. He'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And an alley to run. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. They'll go again to Jones. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 46. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Now it's the Lions' turn, trailing by a touchdown. A little over a minute to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down.
Set. 15
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's James. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. Little short pass to James. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now. He's back to throw. And it's caught here. Amendola. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
I got you, son.
Now.
Looking to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
We coming all day.
Preston Smith in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.